would have been some starting in some other job, but I would have ended up in my real job in a short time, I'm sure. But
were you working somewhere else then? Like, what'd you do after you got laid off?
I don't know how much time I had between it, but then I went to Honeywell.
So, and what type of position what did you have?
Manufacturing supervisor. I guess I was a technician when I started there. Manufacturing the computers at the time was level 6 computers. They called them level 6, just the family they were.
Mm-hmm.
But they were big and bulky and slow.
Yeah, definitely bulky.
They used to sell the monitors. At the time, they sold them. I mean, these weren't for personal use. These were companies that, so these interface with what they had. And then their whole thing was that they had also access to mainframes that they sold. Mm-hmm. So they all built up. But they used to sell these old Army type keyboards and stuff, teletypes with them.
What was that? Wait, Army?
Well, wasn't that long, but they were on the...
Like the types that you
They weren't on the cutting edge and switching over to, it was stupid to have. And they had these old ASR 33s, the Army nomenclature and these things, these big clunky keyboards. I mean, we didn't test those. They just shipped directly.
Big dinosaurs.
Yeah, and the monitors. Oh, they had those.
Oh my God.
They had those big ones, these huge things, and by then they had all this electronic cathode ray stuff in the back. They're all heavy.
Yeah, now it's in you can't even.
Oh yeah.
Now they're like this thin, no wires,
LEDs
anything.
Yeah.
I remember. Obviously this wasn't as far back, but we used to have a big computer in the basement. And I thought that was pretty old, and I can only imagine.
They call these 23-inch ones. Some of them are these big ones. I mean, you almost need 2 people to pick them up.
Right, they're huge.
Yeah, not just huge. I mean, they're heavy.
Yeah, and slow.
Yeah.
Did you have you got an apartment in where you said after you were married?
In Woburn, Four Corners.
Did you have a computer?
Not at the time. We were in Woburn for 1 year, and then we moved. We got the house in Medfield. Been there since.
Oh right.
Got a computer in there after so many years. I don't know how many, but
it wasn't really necessary at first, probably.
But we didn't want to pay extra money for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Now people don't think twice about just whatever they like, they buy.
No, yeah, you want to be conservative. You don't really need
like
a computer. You want to save a few bucks.
Yeah. Like rotary dial telephones versus the touch tone.
Did you have one of those?
Well, we had touch tone, but it was the rotary dial service. So even though it had a pad, but it converted over to things. So you hear it go, and everything. It took time to dial out. Oh yeah. But it was, but yeah, we had regular touch ones that you'd see, but they wanted $1 more or something for the other, and I said, heck with it, because you can get the same call out,
Exactly.
And then we used to even for the computer. We didn't have a separate line for the computer.
Oh right, because it was, what was that called again? Was it like dial-up, or was that not?
Modems and stuff.
Oh
we had dial-up modems. So when the dial-up modem worked, you used the telephone line. You
have to use the phone. Oh my gosh!
So you used to use the telephone line. So people, if you get on there too long, people trying to get you. They go, they get so busy, So.
Such a process.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So, what made you move from Woburn to Medford? You said
Medfield. Where we live now.
Right.
Well, we're just looking for a house. Get into an apartment first, and say we're only there for a year.
Right. So then, when did you decide to start having kids? Or was it kind of just not really? Was it kind of like once we get a house type of thing?
I don't know. We waited quite a few years.
Yeah.
I think Scott's 78, so it's 4 or 5 years after that.
He was born in 78?
Yeah.
And then how far apart were the rest of them. So you had Scott in 78.
A couple of years.
You guys ready to take a break from this to eat?
Sure.
Oh, that wasn't it? Then we,
Were you happy
you
you had a
can't
boy?
just have one kid, so then we wanted to have,
Were you happy you had a boy?
yeah.
I feel like guys a lot are like, oh, I hope I have a boy.
We didn't.
Oh, you didn't?
We were young or whatever. We just wanted to be healthy.
Yeah.
Then we wanted another one because you just can't have one because
Yeah.
they get spoiled and everything else they say. So we had another one. Chris was hoping for girls, but we ended up with 2 boys.
And what year was that? So how far apart?
It was a couple of years. I don't have
You can get that information later.
Yeah. It's written
It's hard to think back.
It's
Probably.
written down. Yeah.
My parents don't know that.
Doesn't make the date stamp like when you actually birthing there, I guess, But so then we figured, well, let's try again for a girl. 2 boys and a girl wouldn't be that bad. She really wanted a girl. We had 3 boys.
Yeah, another boy.
Yeah, so we retired. That was enough trying.
Yeah, you just kind of realize that a girl's not in the cards.
Yeah.
So you were working at this time, but was Chris just home taking care of the kids?
Well, don't forget now, she worked we didn't have kids for.
Right, she worked.
It
as,
was
chef
5
for a
years or
while.
something after we got married or something. So yeah, she worked in Boston still. But then after that, we decided, we didn't want kids shuffle around and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So she quit work.
Yeah, because you want to take care of
once
the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people like I know nowadays a lot of people, both like mothers and fathers are really ambitious, so they kind of are really into their careers and they just have like nannies. Did anyone have that back
They need
then?
the money. They need the money today.
No, yeah, but I mean, like I know a lot of people that are like workaholics. They don't even need the money, but they just are workaholics, and so they have nannies to take care of their kids. You know what I mean? That type of thing.
They spend it. People live by their own means. Person making $1 million a year is still living paycheck to paycheck because he buys 4 cars,
Yeah.
2 houses, 3 houses.
Spends it all.
Yeah. I'm just saying, and then they crushed it after they buy it, but they spend it. It's not that they put money into the bank.
Yeah, it's true. But like, did people was it just kind of like an unspoken thing that everyone did? Like, the mother would always take care, or like, did people have nannies stay the day, that type of thing? I'm saying because they have them a lot now. Like, did they have them then?
Not so much, no.
Yeah, it was more like the mom.
Yeah. And also, it's not, it's still not the same.
Yeah.
Kristen, she had play groups with the kids and with other kids and take different moms.
Okay.
So we worked a lot. And that's where it works out better that Chris was home just because, didn't have to go through a lot to get somebody to take care of kids and stuff.
Right,
They're
that's true.
very flexible on it.
What were the hours that you worked?
Well, let's see. Let's just do the Honeywell one. Honeywell's the manager, and it was manufacturing, so they had
You were the
commitments.
manager?
I was a section head there. 3 supervisors working with me. It was, but you're under the gun for commitments and stuff. So some things always slow up, and you got to be available then to you got to ship the stuff out to make the shipments. That was their big thing and claim was not to make their shipments.
Right.
I always worked a lot of overtime. If I had it, I always thought it was silly not to.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Money was good money.
Mm-hmm. So did you have family dinners every night, or was it kind of just informal? Like there'd be dinner made, but you just kind of.
Well, for the Honeywell period, I started with Honeywell in Brighton, and Brighton down this part of Boston, and